in the news tonight.
He says he's done it. Bob White claims he signed up enough workers to put a union label on the Michelin Man.
Is it safe to walk in Sackville? Some say it isn't, and that there aren't enough Mounties to do anything about the problem.
And in national news, Simon says the auto pact isn't a free trade bargaining chip, but Broadbent doesn't agree with Reisman.
The Canadian Auto Workers Union is convinced it's done it. The auto workers believes it has the support to win a certification vote at the 3 Michelin tire plants in Nova Scotia. In Halifax this morning, the president of the auto workers, Bob White, said he thinks the union has a real opportunity to be successful in a secret ballot. We have a report on the drive to organize Michelin from Kevin Evans.
I feel very good about it this morning.
And with good reason. With this morning's announcement, Bob White and his union, the Canadian Auto Workers, are one step closer to doing what no union has been able to do.
I think it means a lot to the labor movement in Nova Scotia and to the labor movement in Canada that a Canadian union has taken on this challenge and at least climbed the first hurdle.
Michelin has become the labor movement's most coveted prize, a kind of holy grail. The giant French tire maker has 3 plants in Nova Scotia, including this one in Bridgewater. Michelin does not like unions. It chose to build its plants in rural areas because there was little or no union tradition. By paying its 3,200 workers competitive wages and by honoring a 16-year-old promise of no layoffs, Michelin has successfully fended off 4 previous union drives. For Bob White, Labor's #1 certified superstar, the challenge was irresistible.
Morning. Nice to meet you. Good. How are you?
Lots of help?
Yeah, lots of help. Need all the help we can get.
The 3-month campaign has been low-key, but intensive.
This is Bob White with another message from the Canadian Auto Workers Union.
The idea of the meeting today is to give you an opportunity to hear a little bit from me about our union, and then we're going to ask people if they want to sign after. If they don't want to sign, it's up to them as well.
Those signatures were critical. A controversial Nova Scotia law passed specifically to protect Michelin from unions requires that 40% of the workers at all 3 plants sign union cards. Until today, no union had been able to jump that hurdle. The auto workers have won only the first round. The real challenge is still ahead. To represent the Michelin workers, the CAW must now win a vote by secret ballot. And just because someone has signed a union card does not necessarily guarantee support in the privacy of the voting booth. As well, you can expect Michelin to take the gloves off now in a campaign leading up to that vote, a campaign that will certainly challenge the reputation of Bob White as Labor's giant killer. Kevin Evans, CBC News, Bridgewater, Nova Scotia.
At the gates of the Bridgewater plant, the workers were still clearly divided on the question of a union. I think it's great. Have you signed up for the union yourself, ma'am? Yes. Yeah.
I don't think there's near the support they think they have.
I'm not too struck on the fact that they may go in.
The application for certification vote has been filed, but Louis Williams on the anti-union campaign still doesn't believe that 40% of his fellow workers have signed up.
Heather, all I've heard is that Bob White is saying he's got enough cards. I have not heard whether the Labour Board has agreed with him or whether the Labour Board has even had chance yet to find out whether he has. Now, he says he made application yesterday, and as of yet, all they're saying is that Bob White says he has enough cards.
Well, I think this is probably what the workers really want.
And what
The workers, what do you want in here? What do you want? Well, I like to see you get in.
With only 2 weeks left before the actual vote, the Canadian Auto Workers Union is not letting up in its drive to sign up Michelin workers.
Throughout the 3-month campaign, Michelin has maintained that its employees would not vote for a union, that they're happy, they get good wages, good benefits, and the company has a no-layoff policy. Today, greeted with the news of a certification vote for the CAW, the company said it had no comment. Andrew Stevens, CBC News, Bridgewater.
Bob White will be our guest later on First Edition.